So we have 4 fights on the prelims proper, right? We get things started with the lightweights. You know what I mean? And yeah, this is the first of 3 lightweight fights on the card. You know what I mean? And one being the big one, right? So this is Terence McKinney against Vasilij Borkoshkev. Santoslav, you know, alpha male, all of that jazz. So this is a fun freaking fight, right? This is a good one. Oh man, I cannot wait because both of them throw down, right? Both dudes throw down. Now, Vasilij, right? Or yes, let's go with Slavoclaws because I'm gonna butcher this. I'm so bad with pronunciations. Oh man, right? It's we can't all be as slick as Anik and Florian, right? You know what I mean? Slavoclaws, he's 33, 5'11", 69-inch reach. Coming off a loss in his last fight. He is 3-4 and 1 draw in the UFC. He's coming off of the Contender Series. Right, so last time out, he lost to Tom Noland. That was in February this year when went to a decision, you know. He beat James Lontop, got a split win over him in August 2024. Lost to Chase Hooper, which, I mean, that was an impressive win with Chase. And, hey, he got a draw with man of the moment, Nazim Sadikov, right? Which, you know, I mean, I thought Naz won, but having a draw with Naz, that's a big one because we've just seen how friggin' good Naz is, you know? As I said, Slavoclaws, he does step into the fire, right? It doesn't always go his way, but he's there to fight, right? He is there to fight. Now, he is going up against T-Rex, Terence McKinney, who is 30, 5'10", 73.5-inch reach, coming off a win in his last fight. He is 6-4 in the UFC. He also he was on the Contender. He did lose, but, you know, he put on work on the regionals and got that call up, right? So he beat Damir Hadovic last time out, first round ground and pound. That was February this year. And I think that showed a big change in his fighting style, right? Because, you know, he'd lost to Estan Rejovic, head kick knockout, which was, that was a brutal one, right? That was a brutal one. And he's had those fights, right? You know, Naz got him. That's the thing. They both fought Sadikov, right? Naz rear naked in, right? Ismail Bonfim, that vicious flying knee. So McKinney, he's been knocked out. Trudoba knocked him out. But he's definitely worked on his defense, and we saw a more measured McKinney, even though it was, you know, it wasn't a long fight, right? But we definitely could see that he's been working on things in his last fight. And I think McKinney, he's got more weapons, right? I think he can take you down. And we've seen Slabacor's struggled. Mark Takase took him down, and fighting, coming from alpha male, they do. It's a grappling heavy camp, but he does struggle. He does get taken down, and I think with that, McKinney can mix things up. And I think that's going to be the difference here. I'm going Terence McKinney for the win. So we then have got the ladies. Our sole ladies fight on the card. We have Viviane Araújo against Tracy Cortez. It's the flyweights. And boy, if you're just going to have one fight, give me this fight, right? This is a great fight, It's a great fight. So, Tracy Cortez, she's 31, 5'5", 65.5-inch reach, coming off a loss, right? That was her headlining bout against Rose Namajunas. That fight was July 2024. Wasn't Tracy's day. She didn't give up, right? But she just could not get things going. Tracy comes from the Contender Series. She was 2-1 in Invicta. She's 5-1 in the UFC. So Tracy Cortez is very skilled, right? I don't know if personal life affected her last performance, but she didn't look as good as she has done. And, it's not been spoken about, but she was dating Brian Ortega. And then the next thing you know, he's married someone else. So I don't know. Those things can affect you, right? You don't want them to, right? You can say I'm fine, but deep down, right, there's those things just eating you up. So I don't know. Right now, it's been a minute since she's been in the octagon. So hopefully she's been able to fix any injuries, get her head straight, and we'll see what happens. But she's got some good wins. She beat Jasmine Jasudavicius, right? She beat her. And Jazz, old Jazz Hands has been looking really good. So she's got some good wins. She is skillful on her night, right? But yeah, how's it gonna be? Now she's fighting Viviane Araújo, who is, Araújo's legit. She's 38, 5'4", 68-inch reach, coming off a win in her last fight. She is 7-5 in the UFC. Right? She beat Karine Silva last time out, and Silva is very good. She did lose to Natalia Silva, but so is so many people. Right? Beat Jennifer Maia, which, hey, that's a very, Maia was a former Invicta champion, so really good win there. And she's fought a lot of the big names, right? She's fought a lot of the big names. Now, didn't always go her way. Like, she lost to Alexa Grasso, Amanda Ribas, but she has that experience. She does have that experience, which Cortez doesn't. Right now, Cortez is a high-level fighter, but hasn't necessarily had a lot of high-level fights. Right now, with Jasmine, she's fought her. She won that fight, but Jasmine is now coming to her own. But I don't think Cortez has fought anyone who has, apart from Rose, right, who is top shelf, ready to go. So that's what makes this fight really interesting. I think, right, Aruja, she can take you down, and she's got submissions, right? She does have submissions. Now, she hasn't necessarily been able to utilize them recently, but she does have them. Now, Tracy is wrestling, so we do have that thing, right? So it's who can implement their game. I think I'm going to go with Aruja for the win. But I think this is a very well matched up fight, and I'm looking forward to this one. All right, so next we have the featherweights. We have Hydra Emil against Jose Miguel Dalagio. Okay, so yeah, very good fight. Very good fight. The it's a tough man. There's so many fights here that are very tough to pick. You know, some of it is just like, I've got a feeling, I've got an instinct, but yeah, there's a lot of pick'ems here, right? So Delujo, he's 27, 5'11", 73-inch reach. He's on a 6-fight win streak. Very impressive. Won his yeah, I said it right. I don't know why I just doubted myself. He won his UFC debut, right? Came via the Contender Series. And yeah, he knocked Conor Matthews out in the first round, February this year. Right? He won the Contender Series with a knee in the second round. You know? He's got heavy hands. Does have a few submissions earlier on in his career, but of late he's fallen in love with the knockout. And I mean, a lot of people do. Right? But he's going up against Haider, the Hurricane Emil, who is just, whoo, he is something, right? He's 12 on a 12-fight win streak. 12-fight win streak, people. You know, he's 3-0 in the UFC. He went 3-0 in Bellator and 3-0 in LFA. Came via the Contender Series. And, man, he beat William Gomi. Beat him well. It's a split decision. It wasn't a split, though. You know, that was March this year. Emil just looked so freaking good. So good. And I went with Gomi, right? I'd picked Gomi in that fight. And Emil was so fast, right? Really puts together combinations, not just a single punch fighter, which is big. You know what I mean? It's big. Yeah, he can put it together extremely well, right? He's been knocking people out. He can go the distance. He also does have submissions, you know? Hey, I went against the Emil last time, but I've got to, after just seeing how impressive he was, I've got to take Hydra Emil for the win, right? And our headline fight of the prelims, the fight to take us into the pay-per-view. We are with the middleweight. We have Jack Hermansson against Gregory Rodriguez. I mean, come on. You're getting this fight for free? Jeez. RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez. He's 33, 6'3", 75-inch reach. Right? Now he's coming off a loss. But that was a fight. He's 7-3 in the UFC. And 3-0 in LFA. He was on the Contender. He lost, right? But put in that work, got to the promotion. You know what I mean? But yeah, that Jared Cannonier fight was something, because he was lighting Jared up early on. You know, he had a great first round, rocked Cannonier. You know, so Rodriguez is no joke, right? He beat Christian Leroy Duncan, Brad Tavares, right? Dennis Tulin. And he's got some very good wins under his belt. Beat Chidi Nijamkamani, right? Which were, again, boy, that was a great fight. Man, demolished Julian Marquez. Man, you know, he's a very good fighter, right? He's a very good fighter. Won the LFA belt, right? Beat Josh Friend. That was a crazy one. You know what I mean? So RoboCop is legit. He is going up against the Joker, Jack Hermansson. Right, he's 37, 6'1", 77.5-inch reach, coming off a win, right? And that win was Joe Pyfer. You know, he's 11-6 in the UFC. And Joe Pyfer was, you know, all the rage, right? No one thought Hermansson was going to win that fight. But Hermansson is very wily, good footwork, right? Can fight from range. And he does that very well. You know, so it's a tough fight, right? Because I think Rodriguez, he has that knockout power for sure. But to knock you out, you need to be up close and personal. And Hermansson, right, he can keep you at range. And if you do get in close, he's got nasty elbows, right? He's a dirty prick. You know what I mean? He's not gonna drink tea with you. He's gonna try and fuck you up. You know what I mean? That's the Joker, people. He ain't playing. And, you know, I think Rodriguez wants someone flat-footed. He doesn't like that movement. You know, he wants to fight in the pocket. You know, doesn't want to fight at range. And I think Hermansson has the things to stifle Rodriguez. So I am taking Jack Hermansson for the win. This is a great fight to take us to the main card. Great fight to take us to the pay-per-view. It's one of those fights that will have people so friggin' jazzed that they're like, yo, we want to continue this, you know? So yeah, prelims are great. I cannot wait. But people, we're now ready for the main card.